Well, hi everybody. My name is Sally Roper and I'm coming to you from Ocho Rios in Jamaica, and it is the afternoon where I am, so I will wish you good afternoon. Anyway, I don't want to dispense with a big long diatribe as I normally do when I start my videos. I really just want to get to the point because this is about waxing the bottoms of my pots using a electric fry pan. And what it does is it helps create a really nice smooth line on the bottom of my pots, and it's just a method that I have been using since the inception of doing my pottery. There are a lot of potters who go, ugh, don't wax your bottoms, but I believe that if it helps and makes better pots for you, then by all means go ahead and do it. Now, last week, Bill Van Gilder, I don't know if all of you follow him or are part of his email subscribers, of which I do both. Anyway, last week Bill posted a fabulous video on waxing the bottoms. So if you get a chance to see it, you can go to YouTube I believe it's under YouTube and Bill Van Gilder, and watch his video on waxing the bottoms. Now he does the same method that I do using an electric fry pan, except the thickness of his wax is quite deep. It's probably, I would say, at least an inch, or at least that's what it looked like to me. I do it a little bit differently, which is why I decided to go ahead and do this video, is that the wax in the bottom of my pans is minuscule. It's probably between 1/8 and 1/16 of an inch. And I learned that technique from somebody else, and when I put the pot in, I just give it a turn, and it will help create an even level of a wax line in the bottom of my pots. So I am going to get straight to it. I just finished unloading my kiln. All this is bisqueware that I'm going to wax all of the bottoms, not in this video, mind you, that would take forever. And then I'm going to start glazing this afternoon. And yeah, and then right over here is where I glaze. And there's my electric fry pan. It's old as old. It was my grandmother's. And I'm no spring chicken, as you could all tell. So anyway, this is the temperature dial, and I have mine at 300. Now Bill did his around just under 350, and I've always done mine just under 300. So I'm going to just chalk mine up a little bit and just go a little bit over 300 degrees, and that's in Fahrenheit. And I apologize, I don't know the Celsius. Anyway, this I turned on maybe about 20 minutes ago, and the wax, I don't know if you can see it moving around. The wax is in the bottom of this. Now I just use candles that I get in Jamaica, but you could go to probably any supermarket or maybe Michael's or something like that, and just buy some paraffin wax, and then you just put it in there and melt. Now when these melt, of course, I have the string, so I just haul out the string when the wax is melted, and that's about it. So all of the pieces that I just showed you, I've already prepped them. When I took them out of the kiln, I have a cloth, a wet cloth, and I dust them off, and even the bottoms. So I've given them just a small amount of time, and now I'm going to go ahead and wax. Now this is a brush that I have in case when I dip these in and I don't cover the whole bottom, I can just take some of this wax with the brush and just fill in the gaps. So I am just going to let this sit. Now Bill had a wonderful thing, because his wax is deeper than mine. He had a lovely little kind of a stopper on the end of his paintbrush, and he just sat it in, and then it just sat in the stopper, and his brush just sat in there. He used a sumi brush. I have a really cheap I don't know what kind of a brush it is, but anyway, it works for me. So this is on standby, and I just put it here off to the side, and I'm ready to go. So like I said, I have already gone ahead and I have taken all the dust, the bisque dust off of my pieces, and this also gives me an opportunity to feel them another time to make sure that there aren't any burrs. And I've just felt one on this one. So what I'm going to do is just take a little pad and I'm just going to knock that off and wipe that off, brush it, and then, like I said, I have a wet cloth and I just wipe it, and now it's good to go. So this is ready. Now, as a young potter, I never took that amount of care into my pieces, and it was apparent. And now that I'm a more skilled potter, I'm a better potter. I take more time in the preparation, in the trimming, in making sure that everything is really smooth. After the bisque, to feel all my pots and make sure that they're smooth and ready to go for glazing. There's a little bit of roughness here as well. I'm going to go back and get that later. But anyway, so this is what I do now. So what I do is, because this is not very deep, I'm just going to put my pot in, and then I'm just going to turn it. And I actually almost rest it on the bottom of the pot, and I give it a turn to make sure that the coat is even. I hold it over the fry pan for a couple of seconds, and I do have a bald spot, so I'm going to fix that. Anyway, just to make sure there's no dripping, because when I turn it over, I don't want any glaze to drip down the pot, because then I'm going to have to re-bisque it to melt away the wax and start all over again. So as you can see on the bottom, that white spot is unwaxed. So I'm just going to take my brush and I'm just going to go ahead and put some wax on there, and that's all I have to do. And now there's a fully waxed bottom, and you can see how nice and even the bottom of this waxing is, and it makes just for a lovely line in the pot. So let me do a couple of more. Here's another one. This is in the same series. These are commissioned pieces. They're soup mugs. So like I said, I just put it in, I give it a turn, maybe about 180 degrees, and then I take it out and I let the wax continue dripping until it doesn't drip anymore, because like I said, when I turn it over, I don't want that wax to drip onto my pot. And then now you can see I have another really nice tidy line in my pot. And I got all of the wax on the bottom. It kind of changes the color a little bit, so it's easy to tell when you have fully. And so here we go. I'll do another one. And then I lift it out. Lovely. And I have a look. Now, if I didn't quite get to the edge, I would dip it in again, or I could use my brush and whatever, but there you go. You can see it's another really clean line, and the bottom of the pot is fully waxed. Now this is dry. I could set that on now and set it. It dries instantly. I usually have a fan on beside me, and then I just hold this in front of the fan to make sure I get all the drips. Because like I said, if I turned it upside down too early, it would probably run down the side of my pot. Now I could use my file here, and I could brush it off and whatever, but probably the best thing to do is to re-bisque it. So let me show you another piece of pottery that I have. Here's a bowl, well, that's too similar. Let me see. Here's one of my garlic dishes, and so I just hold it on the side, put it in the middle, dip down. Now, I've been doing this a long time, so for me, it's fairly easy. If any of you want to start trying it, then give it a go, because it really makes a difference. And then, like I said, you can just see how crisp and clean the line is on the bottom of the pot. And I got full coverage, so I don't need to use the brush. And let me see, what else do I have? Oh, well, I made some of these lovely Christmas mugs, and the elf foot mugs and whatever. So I have a bunch of these to wax the bottoms. But on the bottom of each one, I put another decal, so that when you hold the cup up, well, I guess if you have to be left-handed with this one, if you're out like that and you hold it up and then the feet are there, I thought that was kind of cute. Anyway, when I dip this in now, this decal is going to get covered with wax, and so there's nothing more I can do to the bottom of this pot. Again, just put it in, turn it around, and I pull it out. Let the drips finish. No more dripping. And you can see how beautiful the wax job is on the bottom of this mug. So there you have it. I don't need to show you anymore because every piece is done pretty much the same. I suppose, let me just show you one thing more. I have these tall lamps that I did. I think I showed you these in my last video. There you go. It's well, it's too big for the picture. But anyway, this one it's got a hollow bottom, and I have my signature on the inside. So what I'm going to do is take my brush, and I'm just going to get a little bit of this wax, and I'm going to cover my name because I don't want to lose my name in the glaze. So that just protects my maker's mark, and I just did that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop this in. Take it out, let the drips go, and there we have another really tidy, and then it also creates the line on the inside of this pot. So this is all I have to do. I'm free to glaze this any way I want. It's going to be absolutely perfect. So there you have it. Just a short video, 10 minutes long, a little more than 10 minutes to show you how I wax the bottom of my pots. And I do that for just about every piece. If the piece is too large, then I will use a banding wheel or use my wheel, and I will have to hand wax. I do have a piece in here that is like this tray here is too large to go into the electric fry pan, so I'll do this one by hand. But I don't make very many pots that are this size, so so really about 98% of my stuff is all dipped in wax, and that's how I do it. So thank you all very much for watching, and look out in a couple of days. I will have for you another unloading because I'm going to fire maybe tomorrow, but definitely Wednesday. So Wednesday or Thursday, look out for another unloading video. Thank you all very much for joining me. Feel free to like the video, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in a couple of days. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.